everyone, welcome to Rosebank Farm and Garden. Today I'm going to be planting some hellebores. I love hellebores. Another name is the Lenten rose, and they are one of the first plants to bloom in the spring. And I have them right in the front of my house because I really want to enjoy those first blooms after a long, dreary, wet winter. I'm ready for some beautiful spring colors. So I want to plant these up next to my house where I can enjoy them. Let me turn the camera around and show you my front flower bed and where I want to plant these new hellebores. So this is right next to my front step. Here's hellebores that I've had for 2 years, and these ones are pink frost, and they are just glorious. And I really love seeing all these blooms first thing in the spring. But on the other side of the bird bath, here are the 3 new ones. And the flower bed isn't even. It's much wider at the door, and then it tapers close into the house here. So it's a little bit narrower, and the bobo hydrangeas behind it, they are measured out all the same distance from the house. So these might be a little bit crowded, but because they bloom so early, as you can see, the hydrangea is just starting to bud out. Yeah, it's just starting to bud out, so it should be okay. And we can always move the plants if they're not happy where they are. But this is the spot I think we're going to plant. The tree that I'm going to be planting is called Honeymoon Paris and Pink Lenten Rose Hellebore. Part shade to shade, which this is a perfect spot. It does get shade most of the day with a little bit of sun late in the afternoon. 18 to 24 inches high, and it says we want to space them about 18 inches apart. So where I have them right now is too close. So I'll make sure I get those spaced properly as I plant. Have that first one in the ground. I'm going to plant the other 2 just the same way. You want to dig the hole just as deep, but a little bit wider than your can, so that the roots will have room to spread out. And that first one, it was really root bound, so I did rough up the roots. So every plant is different. When you check the roots, if it's not root bound, it's fine to stick straight in the ground. But if it's got a lot of roots like that, you do want to rough them up a little bit. Now, with this hydrangea coming out so far and the sidewalk narrowing, I'm going to plant this one just as close to the pavers as I can get it. So I'm going to dig my hole really close. To talk about the care of hellebores, after you add the biotone starter fertilizer in the hole when you plant, they're very easy to care for after that. I will do weekly fertilizing because that's what my plants are on, that schedule, and I'll water when it's dry, but we get a lot of rain, so I will skip watering days if it's been raining and the soil is still moist. And really the only other thing you need to do for hellebores is to trim back the tattered and dead foliage in the spring. So I'll take you over to my more established hellebores and show you where I made those cuts. So right here you can see where I trimmed off the old foliage earlier this spring. And then I come in with an all-purpose plant fertilizer, and you just go around the drip line. So basically where these stems ended, I go in a big circle line. So right about here, I just make a circle around the hellebore and scratch the fertilizer into the soil, and that's all I do. And then they look like this. Beautiful. So very easy to care for. So let me take you back and give you a tour of what this area looks like. I went ahead and mulched just the front of the flower bed because I'm pretty happy with that, and most of the plants are coming back. I think I did lose one heuchera, but I'm not sure what we want to do about the back of the flower bed, so I didn't mulch back there, so don't mind that. We'll be working with that as we go on. But here are the 3 new Lenten roses or hellebores that I just planted for this side, so they'll match. And that's my Precious, and I didn't want to mulch in her favorite spot. And then you can see this heuchera is barely coming back. It might make it. And then here's my established hellebores, and then that heuchera definitely did not come back, but you can see the stalk where it was. Poor thing. So anyways, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. One of the things I do want to add in here is some winter interest. And on the trellises last year, we planted Thunbergia, but I think it was too shady and it didn't bloom. It just grew and grew and grew. But I do need some winter interest in this area, so we'll be working on it more throughout the year. I recommend hellebores as a very easy care perennial that will give you a lot of bang for your buck. You invest in them and they just come back every year, just more and more beautiful with more and more blooms. So a very easy care perennial, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to Rosebank Farm and Garden, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.